The role of the Chief Information Officer, or CIO, has evolved significantly in recent decades as digital technology and data have become ubiquitous and vital to business success. Since its beginnings nearly 40 years ago, the job of an organization's top IT executive has entailed the cost-effective and strategic management of IT systems. But today's CIOs must also understand how IT drives business transformation. Many CIOs are now acting as key business strategists. They work with their C-level peers and board of directors to create the business models necessary to survive and thrive in the 21st century digital economy. The shift to remote work spurred by the COVID-19 lockdowns only underscored the vital role CIOs and the IT assets they're responsible for play in the success of today's enterprises. Recent history has shown that effective CIOs possess the personal skills to drive the large-scale change of digital transformation and new ways of working. They also have the technical expertise to decide which among the flood of emerging technologies will give their companies a business edge. Value generation, business transformation, and customer centricity are now seen as a CIO's top priorities, along with traditional IT concerns such as cybersecurity and deploying emerging technologies. Here's what you need to know about the basics and evolution of the multifaceted role of a CIO. For a deeper dive, explore our complete collection on all things CIO by clicking the link above or in the description below. The term Chief Information Officer was coined by prominent organizational theorists William Sinnett and William Gruber in their 1981 book, Information Resource Management: Opportunities and Strategies for the 1980s. The role was conceived as a top management position narrowly focused on IT. Just as the CFO's purview was finance, the CIO was originally envisioned as being the corporate-wide information technology strategist. But the job has since evolved from technology expert to business strategist with deep technical expertise, perhaps the most dramatic change of any C-level role. The early head honchos of IT were very good at technology, particularly mainframe data processing. By the 1990s, the IT department's top leader had transitioned from just being a data processing expert to an executive-level arbiter of a company's hardware, software, and data management. Yet, despite burgeoning IT budgets, a C-level title, and oversight of company-wide systems, late 20th century CIOs were still largely IT operators rather than business executives. Their organizations of highly trained IT experts were perceived as order takers, not innovators. Then came the rise of social media, smartphones, and the world's largest search engine and e-commerce companies in the first decade of the new millennium. That's when companies began to regard IT as integral to their business strategies and fully appreciated the importance of aligning IT with the business. Technology was no longer the exclusive province of IT experts or just an add-on for certain business functions. It was everywhere, a normal part of everyday experience and changing how businesses operated. This consumerization of IT marked the turning point for CIOs, from overseers of centralized computing to overlords of an enterprise's digital business strategy. All high-performing CIOs have needed to inspire and lead their IT departments. As the CIO role has evolved, the leadership qualities it takes to do the job have changed too. Adept CIOs understand how their IT mission and strategic plans support the company's mission and strategic goals, and they make those connections explicit for their staff and C-suite peers. Change management has become a critical part of the job as the pace of technology innovation increases. Effective CIOs act as technology evangelists who focus on the why of technology, not the nuts and bolts of IT implementations. Truly outstanding CIOs use IT to fundamentally transform the businesses they work for. As IT became critical to business success, the number of tech-related titles in the C-suite grew. New executive roles created over the past decade or so include Chief AI Officer, Chief Data Officer, Chief Digital Officer, Chief Experience Officer, Chief Marketing Technologist, and Chief Privacy Officer. There are key differences between the role of the modern CIO and these new IT executive titles, but there are confusing similarities as well. To make matters more complicated, other traditional IT executive roles like Chief Technology Officer and Chief Information Security Officer are also evolving as companies strive to understand how to best manage, protect, and exploit their potentially most strategic asset, information. Let's more clearly differentiate the CIO from the other IT-related roles in the C-suite. The focus on technology research and development has remained the purview of the Chief Technology Officer, particularly on using new technology to create innovative products. But the CTO role and its status, scope, and relation to the CIO role vary by company. The Chief Information Security Officer is primarily concerned with cybersecurity. CISOs once reported to the CIO, but that reporting structure can create a conflict of interest. Many security analysts recommend that CISOs report directly to the CEO or some other non-IT executive in the C-suite. The Chief Data Officer was created to help companies deal with increasing regulatory and compliance issues. The CDO role has shifted at many companies to focus more on data strategy, analytics, and monetization. The CIO, in comparison, oversees all IT systems, including those that support data management. The Chief Digital Officer was touted as the C-level executive in charge of digital transformation. The emergence of the role in 2010 was partly a response to the perception that CIOs were not up to the task of leading such a major paradigm change. CDO roles tend to mean different things at different companies. In fact, some companies have combined the Chief Digital and Chief Information Officer roles using the title CDIO. For as long as there have been CIOs, there has been hand-wringing over what the job entails and how to fill it successfully. The CIO is dead. Long live the CIO became a recurring theme. The pundit class debated whether the CIO should be replaced by another IT expert like the Chief Data Officer or Chief Digital Officer, or if a business executive should become the enterprise's next technology czar. The relentless pace of innovation and change in recent years has quieted that chatter. Everyone from the C-suite to frontline workers now understands on a visceral level that IT is a powerful business tool, and not just for back-office processes or data analysis. As the physical world was overlaid with AI, sensors, simulations, and other digital technologies, IT became integral to a company's tangible products as well. One CIO says, in an augmented product era, it's no longer enough for companies to sell a great widget. Success increasingly depends on the widget being Wi-Fi enabled. While the purview and clout of CIOs have expanded as a result of their leadership during the COVID-19 pandemic, the challenges of the job nonetheless remain daunting. CIOs are under pressure to find technologies that can support business agility while keeping a close eye on the cost. Knowing which technology will help the business digitally transform remains one of the trickiest aspects of the CIO's role. Part of the job is to identify and employ emerging technologies to win early advantages for their company. Yet the CIO must do it in a way that won't lock in their organization if things change. Along with business agility, cybersecurity, and IT staffing shortages, some other trends pushing the CIO agenda include adopting a single technology vision, preparing for next-generation technology services, using the cloud for core business applications, using AI for automation and competitive advantage, building a digital collaboration culture, and meeting the challenge of the ever-expanding role. It's clear that CIOs today must drive their company's digital transformation and use technology as a business differentiator. To do so, they have to deliver bulletproof and agile systems and services that are inseparably linked to business goals. Then they must lead the enterprise through the cultural shift that is required to become a data-centric digital business. One innovation and business transformation leader has even characterized the CIO as transformer-in-chief. The job isn't about technology transformation per se, but creating and leading a movement across the organization and finding coalitions of the willing. It's about being on the bridge, navigating the ship, and at the same time toiling in the engine room below to make things work. In other words, today's CIO is both the helmsman and the engineer.